They say the devil doesn't come with horns and fire. Sometimes he wears a collar. In the quiet town of Crestwood, Georgia, Pastor Daniel Whitmore was a man of the cloth, a beloved leader, and a trusted voice in the community. For more than 20 years, he stood before his congregation every Sunday, preaching love, grace, and salvation. He baptized babies, counseled troubled marriages, and delivered eulogies that could bring the toughest man to tears. But behind the smile, behind the sermons, Daniel Whitmore was hiding something, and when his wife stumbled onto the truth, everything they thought they knew about the man unraveled in the most horrifying way. Linda Whitmore had always supported her husband's ministry. She helped organize church events, led prayer groups, and played the piano on Sunday mornings. From the outside, their life was as close to perfect as a pastor's family could get. But there were inconsistencies. Her husband kept strange hours. He'd often leave late at night offering vague explanations. "I need to pray," he'd say. Or, "A member of the congregation needed me." Sometimes he'd come home with mud on his boots, clothes damp, eyes distant. She asked him once, lightly, "You sure you're not hiding a secret family somewhere?" He laughed, but it didn't reach his eyes. One night, Linda woke up to the sound of the front door clicking shut. She checked the time, 12:47 a.m. Daniel was gone, again. But this time, she followed him. Throwing on a coat over her nightgown, she grabbed her keys and slid into her car. She kept her headlights off, driving slowly as she trailed his car out of Crestwood and down the back roads that led to nowhere. He eventually turned onto a stretch of land Linda recognized, an abandoned farm property, left to rot since the 80s. She parked down the road and walked the rest of the way, hiding behind trees as she watched. Pastor Whitmore stepped out of the car, opened the trunk, and pulled out something heavy. It was wrapped in black plastic, thick, sloppy. He dragged it across the ground and into the woods. Linda's chest tightened. It looked like a body. She clutched a tree for balance, trying not to gasp. He moved deep into the trees, disappeared for a while, then returned, alone. Before leaving, he stopped, looked around. For a moment, it felt like his eyes locked directly on her. Her blood ran cold. But then, he got in the car and drove away. The next morning, Linda called the police. She told them everything. They searched the woods, the property, but there was nothing. No body, no plastic, no tire marks. It was as if whatever was there had vanished. Detectives brushed her off. Maybe she was tired. Maybe it was a misunderstanding. But Linda knew what she saw, so she started digging. And what she found made her blood turn to ice. 5 women, all from nearby counties, all disappeared over the last 10 years. All had one thing in common. Each had attended New Hope Baptist Church, where her husband preached. One of them had even spoken with the pastor the day before she vanished. Still, there was no evidence, no connections that could hold up in court. So Linda did the unthinkable. She waited until he left the house and went down to the basement. The door had always been locked. Her husband told her it was where he wrote sermons and prayed. A sacred space, he called it. But she had found the spare key months ago, and now she was ready to use it. The lock clicked, the door creaked open, and what she found inside was not a sanctuary. It was a shrine. Polaroid photographs lined the walls, dozens of them, each one of a different woman. Some looked peaceful, others terrified. A few looked like they were sleeping. Each photo was paired with a name, a date, a clipping from a newspaper article about a missing person, and each image had been crossed out in red marker, all but one. The last photo was of Linda. She stepped back, horrified. Her stomach churned, and then a floorboard creaked behind her. She turned. Standing in the doorway was Daniel, calm, silent, watching. "You weren't supposed to see this, my love," he whispered. Linda's breath caught in her throat. He stepped into the room, closed the door behind him, and for the first time in their marriage, Linda saw the truth. The man she married, the father of her children, the leader of her community, was a monster. What happened next would shake the town of Crestwood to its core. But this story isn't over, because the real horror was only just beginning. Stay tuned for part 2, the escape, the evidence, and the secrets the church tried to bury.